Hey, what's up, Slick? Been waiting for you. I would have done this back in town, but that wouldn't have looked very good, would it? It's him again, the mystery man. So, this is the one who stole your name and body. He looks sort of familiar to me. Alright, calm the chatter. Here's the deal. You get your chance, then I stomp you. If you guess my real name, then you get your body and name back. Fire away, no name. Alright, let's give this a second shot. Another guess as to who this diabolical foe could be. My worst enemy. Nope. Oh well. Same rules as last time, no running. And we can't hurt him even if we do use Vivian's own attacks, so... yeah, we're just gonna be running once again. It's kind of weird how you have to do it twice, but then again, there are a few weird things about this chapter, and not just the fact that it's not over yet, even though it seemed like it was over way back when. Alright, so we're gonna take Vivian back to Creepy Steeple. He must have been hiding there in ambush, waiting for you to show up. Well, forget him! Let's go get your name back. Yeah, forget him. Alright, so we just won that really quickly, because these are normal battles, and unless we get into like some kind of special fight, I'm not going to show the circumstances. However, we are going to be showcasing some special things that happened in this fight. After all, Vivian's now in our party, so we can use some moves that we couldn't before, like Shade Fist and Veil, so it's about time you saw what those did. First, my sick nasty power bounce that finished off that guy. Okay, random steam that did nothing. Now Shade Fist. A random button's going to appear on the final, and then you just press it, and if you get the button the correct button, then not only do you damage them, but you also set them on fire for a burn. Really useful. And also, there's a bingo. However, because we already had max HP, it didn't do anything for that. But one thing I might have not noticed is that whenever you get a bingo, it always fills up your crowd to the maximum amount. So yeah, our maximum is at 100 right now. Now that took out that one right there, so we should be able to finish him off with normal moves and not have to use Veil to dodge. Yeah. But we can use Veil just so I can show you what it does. You have to make sure you get all those button presses correct, otherwise it won't work. And if you do get them correct, then you avoid whatever attacks are headed at you that turn. And then your enemy takes a turn. And so now we have a chance to attack him now that he's charged up again. And that's what Veil does. It's just specifically useful for moves that are like charged up to do a lot of damage. If you really want to avoid one particularly strong move, then Veil is the way to do it. That's the idea behind that move. Like, don't get the wrong idea, it's not for avoiding all attacks, because you're going to get hit next turn anyway after you use Veil. It's just for avoiding specific moves, typically ones that are charged up. Because charged up attacks are never good to get hit by. And if you have quick change, you can always switch out for Vivian whenever someone uses a charge up attack, so you really have no excuse to be getting hit by big charge up attacks from this point onwards. Anyway, just fighting some of these old enemies again to rack up a little bit more EXP. You don't have to fight them all on your way back. In fact, I would not recommend doing it because it's just kind of repetitive going down the Creepy Steeple Trail over and over. That's what a lot of people hate about this chapter, going down the Creepy Steeple Trail. And I have to say, it would have been really easy for them to fix it if they had some kind of, like, secret thing, like a warp pipe that would take you quickly to Creepy Steeple after you've been there once before. That would have made it a lot easier. It's mostly only a troublesome thing to think about, like, if you're playing the chapter for more than one time. And as this is my third playthrough of the game, I'm just kind of, like, annoyed by having to go down this route again and again. But even that doesn't make it so that I don't like this chapter. I like this chapter quite a lot. It's a fun chapter. The first time I played through it, it might have been one of my favorite chapters. Now, not so much anymore. Especially since I've played more of the first Paper Mario, so I know what the chapters in that are like. And I think at some point I might, like, do a comparison and talk about... Hold on. And talk about, like, the chapters between the first Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door, and which ones I liked better. Because I've actually been communicating with a few people who really wanted me to play the first Paper Mario. Co-commentators, Baron of WoW, Blanket11, really wanted me to play the first Paper Mario, and I finally got around to doing it now that I'm in college, and it's really been a very fun experience, so I'd like to talk about that at a certain point. Maybe when there's like an episode with not much happening. Right now, we still got some new content going on, because we're going to check out this part of Creepy Steeple down the well. New enemy here.
It struck us first, unfortunately. It's, what's known as a buzzy beetle. Oh wait, we struck first. Whoa, how did I read that wrong? I think when your foe strikes first, it says it in, like, purple text, not a red text box. So they're really simple. They're just like Koopas. You flip them over and then take them out. The difference between them and Koopas is that they get up a lot more quickly. Like, right after you flip them, they're going to get up really soon. So there's a Shine Sprite in plain sight there, and just pure hell here in the form of, like, tons of buzzy beetles. Alright, so this one struck first, unfortunately. And yes, each individual buzzy beetle here has its own little buzzy beetle swarm that follows it in the fight. So this is destined to take a while if you're going to fight them all, and yes, I'm going to fight them all. Just because that's the luck of the draw. I'm probably going to be cutting through a lot of the fights for them, just because it's repetitive, and they're all buzzy beetles, so they're essentially the same. Spiked buzzy beetles you can't jump on top of, so unless you have the Spike Shield badge, which I don't know if we have by this point, we won't be able to do it. So that's why we're going to be using Earth Tremor. And looks like it did just enough to defeat them. They have around 4 or 5 HP, I believe. Sounds about right to me. Right? Oh, yeah, as soon as we got out, we were put in another battle. I mean, that's just the way this goes. Oh well, we can take these guys out without too much trouble. Remember that you can always heal with Sweet Treat. Just keep racking up those stylish points so that you can build up your star meter, and you won't have to worry too much about running out of HP and FP. It's really just a base rule of survival, and it comes in quite a lot of handy. I'm sure I've been over this before. Also, I kind of like how the look of this area looks like the book Puzzle Dungeon. If you've ever read that book, it was kind of like a Where's Waldo style thing. I just randomly found it because I was cleaning out books from my room, I remember, before I left off for college, and found the old Puzzle Dungeon that I read as a kid. It was fun. I don't know why this is bringing back memories of it, but it's kind of cool. And there we go. I'm going to cut through a couple of these Buzzy Beetle fights coming up. Woo! Just cleared out a whole bunch of them right there. Oh my god, I missed all those coins and hearts! Oh! It just leaves these last two to hit. Oh well. At least we can strike first. One more. You can tell that we're fighting a lot of enemies in these swarms because of all the spoils we're getting. Ugh. The last one ended up hitting us first, but we did get a repel cape out of it, so that's cool. Now, as for this little puzzle here, first off, well, I guess there's nothing hidden in there, so never mind my first off. What you gotta do is push this wall. It's gonna slide back after a time, so you can't get past it. But if you use Veil to duck underneath it, it slides overhead, and you can get around it. Really cool puzzle there. I had trouble with it the first time, actually. Should be fairly obvious. And in here, we have another free Shine Sprite and a save block, which is just kind of, there, but I guess we might as well use it, because, hey, why the hell not? And now let's use our cool rolling up ability, which we haven't used nearly enough during this chapter, to travel through that little gap right there, and into this room where we can use the butt stomp to jump down there. Smash. Alright, and we're in this little overhanging hallway from before that we weren't able to explore, but down there was that little box that we opened up and all those boos came out of. There's another little place where we can roll through into another room, and in this room there is a parrot! Oh, that's great. I love the way the parrot looks. Power plus, excellent badge, but it takes a ton of BP to equip. And Mr. Softener, the item that I don't think is that great at all. Oh, guess there's a star piece hidden there after all. Didn't even know. Let's take it. Vivian would just get off. There we go. Star piece, excellent. And some more things to steal. Yes, let's take them. A steeple key. And the letter P. Huh. And we'll hide here for the parrot. Good morning! Good morning! Pretty bird! Pretty bird! Shine get! Shine get! But when you hide, he says something else. Squawk! What happened to those weirdos who were just here? Oh, whatever. It was almost nice to have some company. I mean, no matter how important it is that no one knows real name, locking me up in here just because I know it, and making me guard the name's stupid missing letter, no way to treat a parrot. I really want a cracker. Dupless, you're a big meanie. When's feeding time, huh? Squirrel wag! Pretty bird, pretty bird! So yeah,
That's the guy's name. Dupless. And we needed the letter P because it was missing from the text box, so we couldn't spell his name even if we knew it. We heard that. We heard you, little birdie. Dupless. That's his name. Now let's get your name and body back from that meanie. I guess that's the general consensus about Dupless, is that he's a meanie. The parrot and Vivian both agree. Oh, Dupless, you're such a meanie. So yes, that's his name, Dupless. He's actually based off of an enemy from the original Paper Mario called Duplighost. They don't appear in this game besides Dupless himself. And Dupless actually kind of bends the rules of what a Duplighost is. Because Duplighost can't all do what he did to Mario with the whole ventriloquism shadow swapping trick. Normally what a Duplighost only does is they just mimic appearances and abilities. And Dupless just goes one step beyond that. Plus he's got more HP, obviously. Duplighost in the original Paper Mario, though, did have quite a lot of HP. Plus, I super guarded the Boo. How sick was that? Like, occasionally I do super guards that amaze even myself. And it's always awesome when that happens. Right, Shade Fist. And with that taken out of the way, we are gonna head back down the Twilight Trail, out of the creepy steeple, and back to Twilight Town. Yep, you have to go down that Twilight Trail yet again. Quite obnoxious. And that, my friends, is why I'm going to be cutting ahead. Because I don't need you to be watching all of my escapades down the Twilight Trail for like the millionth time. See, sometimes editing bothers me, but sometimes it's damn necessary. And this is one of those times where it's necessary, so I'll see you on the flip side. Here we go. He's been waiting for us, yet again. Hey Slick, time to cancel your magazine subscriptions, cause you're getting erased. But first, please amuse me with one more guess. It really gives me joy to watch you squirm in futility as you try to guess my name. So, hit me one more time. This time, we know who you are. We got you, and your letter P, your lowercase p, because if you try to spell his name in capital letters and you've played before, it won't let you do it. It needs to be the lowercase p, so yeah, you can only do it this way. What? What did you just say? It can't be. No, 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 why, how, I'm feeling faint. And he just runs away. And you know where he's gone, too. Now it's our turn. Let's get your name and body back. Where would he go to hide? That's right. Creepy Steeple. I cut ahead through the Twilight Trail once again. Because we had to go back to Creepy Steeple once again. It just really is completely annoying how many times you have to go down the Twilight Trail. And shockingly, I only ran into one Amazy Daisy this whole time. And I actually did not manage to kill it, which was kind of a bother. The first time that I did this chapter, actually, I managed to kill an Amazy Daisy. I think I used Clock Out to do it. Clock Out, that really unreliable move that I would never advise that you use. Anyway, we have a full inventory, so I guess we're abandoning Mr. Mini Mini. Mini Mr. Mini, whatever that item's called. It's just not useful to us. And I'm just taking out these boos, that way I get a little bit more EXP. I figure, why the hell not? And all the fights are the same anyway, so I'm just skipping through them and just raking up the star points. Alright, now let's go around back yet again, back to the moving staircase. Oh, well I did run for that fight, so I'm just picking up my money from afterwards. Because it's really annoying to fight those without flurry, unfortunately. It sounds weird to say, but it's the truth. Okay, so we can't use the middle staircase because it actually won't go anywhere, so we're first going to have to go and knock it on the red switch to move the staircase one section over, and then we can go up and climb it. I really do like this puzzle. Like, it's not hard, it's just fun and cool. That's the way I feel about a lot of Paper Mario puzzles. So the first game did have some pretty cool puzzles, seeing as I've played it. I will eventually get to talking about the first Paper Mario. At a certain point when not much is going on, then yeah, we'll get into that. And as you may have guessed, we're drawing close to the real boss of this chapter, though we are running a little low on time, so we're going to save, and we're going to go after Dupless next episode. See you then.